Hello, everybody. It's a pleasure to have you here with me. Welcome to the What's on Your Mind podcast. So, as I've mentioned many times on this platform, I love rap music. My favorite genre of music. It's a part of my culture as a black person. I really love it. But rap's origin isn't the prettiest. The origin and purpose of rap music was a voice for the voiceless. In communities where gang violence was really prevalent in society, in a time where black people didn't feel heard, they used this thing to get their voices out there and to relieve some of the stresses of the things a black person may have to go through, and to attempt to relieve some of the violence on the streets. And in some ways, that was successful. In other ways, it wasn't. One of the greatest rappers of all time, Tupac Shakur, was a connoisseur with words and emotion. He made you feel every word he said. And to this day, Tupac has had an impact on generations of over generations, and he will never be forgotten. One of the saddest things, though, is Tupac is not alive anymore. He's been dead for a long time, and he died from the result of gang violence. He used rap as a way to put his poetry and his thoughts out there and to relieve some of the things on his heart, but he still couldn't avoid the violence that he was a part of. Another artist I can think of for an example is King Von. In my opinion, a great artist, made really good music, but also fell victim to gang violence and lost his life. A discussion a lot of people try to have, ironically, especially people who aren't black. Is rap music dangerous? And does rap music lead to gang violence or the dangers that we may see? Let's talk about it. Recently, an artist, or not even an artist, a label, YSL, got under some RICO charges. And I can't give you the full explanation of what a RICO charge is, but what I can say is really bad. And Young Thug was the leader of YSL, and he's currently still incarcerated. And they are using rap lyrics that he said to go against him. He isn't the first artist to have this happen. When sometimes artists get locked up, their rap lyrics come back to haunt them. The question I want to ask, and the opinion when I give my opinion on this question, is one of the main topics. Is that fair? And does rap music lead to the dangers of society? For the second half of that, no. Is rap music dangerous? No. Rap music is not dangerous. Rap music does not lead to gang violence. A lot of gangster rappers, or a lot of rappers who talk about these things, they were in that lifestyle before they rapped, and that lifestyle continued after they were gone. It's like when people try and say, when a school shooting happens, do we blame video games? Do we blame games like Call of Duty or movies? No. I am a huge fan of the game Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. I play Call of Duty. I grew up on fighting games such as Mortal Kombat, where you see blood and violence. That doesn't make me want to go hurt someone. Even if I didn't have my parents' guidance to know this is only a video game, these are not real life things, do not go hurt someone. Now I'm away from my parents. I'm almost 20 years old. I'm a college student. Whenever I have time, I still play those games. I don't have an urge to go hurt people based off the games I play or the music I listen to. Sadly, violent things in this world are going to happen regardless of what the new fighting game is or new shooting game is. And with rap music, just because a gangster becomes a rapper doesn't mean their music is the product of their environment. They are the product of the environment. I question why the music is villainized more than the environment. I would assume most gangsters or most gang members don't want to be gang members. They don't want to kill people. They don't want to steal. It's all they had. It's the cards they were dealt. And when they become rappers, they speak on those things because that's their life. They're speaking on their life. Now, the other side of the coin, should rap lyrics be used to incarcerate people? Yes and no, and I'll explain, in my opinion. If somebody committed a crime and they were dumb enough to go in the studio, record it, say how they did it, say where they did it, say who they killed, and post it online, they deserve to be locked up. They are criminals. They killed people. They hurt people. They took people away from their families. I'm not the hugest fan of Young Thug's music, but he makes good music. If he did the things he's accused for, keep him in jail. You have artists like Take Keef. You have artists like Tay K, who had good songs before he got locked up and was arrested for committing a crime. He committed a crime. He was a danger to society. Keep him locked up. Now, you can get into a whole nother conversation as far as the harshness on young black boys or black men versus others. It's a whole different conversation. Even going back to King Von, he killed people. If I'm not mistaken, he killed people and was the cause of a lot of death. He even rapped about it, I'm pretty sure. The only reason I'm saying I'm pretty sure is because I'm not a fact checker. I'm not a dictionary. I listen to King Von music. I know he killed people. But I still put that disclaimer because I didn't live the life he did. I'm not God. So I don't put the judgment on him. I don't have no right to judge anyone or say, yeah, he's a killer. Yeah, he's this and that. Because I wasn't there. Maybe it was out of self-defense. Maybe it was due to the cards that he were dealt. But what did happen is he killed people, and he was the result of people dying. Sometimes, unfortunately, you reap what you sow. And I would not have wanted to see King Von die, just like I would not have wanted to see the people he killed die. If he killed those people, or if he was the result of that. But if someone commits a crime and they get the results of that crime, that's the sad reality. So if you murder someone and you put it on camera and brag about it as if that's okay, just because they were your ops or your enemies, I can't feel bad, or I can't unironically say, free them. I guess most of it is a joke. Yeah, free them so we can get more music. But if we take things from a serious perspective, if they didn't have an artist name tied to them, or if they didn't have the music tied to them, but you knew the crimes they did, if they assaulted people, if they harmed people, if they killed people, if they sexually assaulted people, if they only had those crimes attached to them but not the artist name, would you be screaming free them? I'll let you think about that. And the other half of this argument, because I said yes and no, the part of me that says no, it isn't fair is It's I forget who said this, but this quote sums it up perfectly. You believe in rappers? Like, you really believe in rappers? Like I just discussed, there are people who rap certain things that they truly did. But there are 90 to 80 to 90% of rappers who are, it's just rap. It's a rap cap. They did not do these things. And I feel there's a limit to what I'm about to say, and there's a way to go past this limit, but I feel as though there's a way that you should be able to express yourself without being deemed a criminal. I'm a fan of battle rap. I'm a fan of rappers such as Lil Wayne, J. Cole, Eminem. And some of the best bars they make are gun bars. Now you have artists like Eminem, Lil Wayne, J. Cole who have been in situations who've actually used these guns or used those guns or could potentially use those guns. Eminem literally has a gun charge. Wayne is Wayne. J. Cole is J. Cole. I don't look at them as evil or bad guys because they say a gun bar. If J. Cole say carry 4 5s like change for a 20, that's fire. I'm not going to hear that line and be like, oh my God, he shouldn't say that. I'm not. If J. Cole say put an M right on your head, you Luigi brother now, that's fire. I'm not going to say that's not fire. At the same time, as far as the limit, when you have artists such as 6ix9ine who make themselves out as a gang member, but then when the time gets hot, you're not a gang member no more, it was just rap, that's not cool. Because at that point, it goes from just rapping or just words or just trying to battle rap to you trying to portray a style and use it for profit when people have to live that lifestyle and don't have a choice. One thing about the 6ix9ine snitching thing, I don't like it for a completely different reason than other people. Some people be like, oh, he a rat, he a snitch, whatever. I'm personally not going to be loyal to somebody that kidnapped my moms, beat me up, et cetera, et cetera. Because those people you snitched on, right? I'm not going to be loyal to those type of people. At the same time, what I have a problem with 6ix9ine, first of all, he got a case with a 16-year-old. That people don't put enough pressure on that. People love to talk about how he snitched, but don't talk about how he has a case with a 16-year-old. Neither here or there. What I don't like about the snitching situation, and again, who am I to 6ix9ine? 6ix9ine still, ironically, living his best life. I'm just somebody with a podcast and a mic. The reason why I don't like the snitching thing is because 6ix9ine put himself in that position. He deemed himself as hard. He used the N-word that he not black. He did all these things as if he was truly that type of person. And then when it got hot, tucked his tail and ran away. That's my problem with it. The disingenuous personality that he portrayed. When people have to live the lifestyle that he used for profit because that's the only way out. So if a rapper says a gun bar like the ones I quoted from Cole, or a violence bar, or a fighting bar, I don't think the police should be knocking at their door saying you need to go to jail. But if you portray yourself a certain way and say you a gang member, or you'll do this to people, or you've done this, and you're lying, then I don't feel sorry for you. And like I mentioned earlier, it's one thing when a rapper makes a gun bar and they live that lifestyle. It's one thing when rappers make a gun bar and it's just rap. And it's just supposed to sound fire. But you have to understand, some people live this lifestyle because that's all they had. For some people, it was kill or be killed. That's why I don't place judgment on anyone, even artists like King Von or artists such as Tupac, because I'm pretty sure they didn't choose to live that lifestyle. They didn't choose the path that they got put on. People like 6ix9ine chose to portray himself how he did. When 6ix9ine came back the first time, he could have, once he got released from jail, he could have just released music and been an entertainer. Because at a time, there was a time where I listened to 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine has some fire songs to me. And 6ix9ine is entertaining. But to go as far as to talk about the dead, when you have no business doing that, I don't know. That's not cool. Rap music and music in general can be used as something beautiful. I don't know where I'd be without music. I know a lot of people who feel that same way. The music and rap music itself is not dangerous. But sometimes the people who make that music can be dangerous. And sometimes people can reap what they sow. And it's unfortunate that sometimes the product of one's environment can lead to things they pray they never had to go through. But don't take all of that as if rap music is dangerous. Because it's not. And rap music and rap lyrics can be a lot of things. Another part of this conversation that I had in my notes is the misogyny that comes behind rap music sometimes, and referring to women how they do, and objectifying women how they do. And like I mentioned in a previous episode, just flaunting their sexual attributes. Things like that aren't cool. But that doesn't make rap music misogynistic. That doesn't make men who rap misogynistic. It's the people, not the microphone. You can either use a microphone for good or evil. You can either use rap music for good or evil. You can come on this microphone and say a rap bar. You can come on this microphone and diss an enemy you have. Or you can use a microphone to make change and make impact on people's lives. And that's what I feel everyone who uses a mic or who comes on a microphone should do. And I'll leave you at that. I'll leave it there. I appreciate everyone who listens to my podcast. I'll always say this at the end of every episode because you do not have to. The impact I have with this microphone only depends on the people who support me and listen. Once you give me the time to listen, once you give me the chance, I'll do whatever I can to make sure I make it worth your while. If you ever have time, tell me. What's on your mind? Thank you for listening, and I hope you tune in for more. Bye.